Hello, everybody. This is Zach at it again. I'm your host, Zach Cooley, and it is an honor to be talking today to an old friend who has worked his way to the top. I'm in my monthly spotlights with the Wythe County Technology Center and the different facets that come with that. I am talking today about the HEALS program, which we're going to discuss with the superintendent of Wythe County Schools and my old friend, Dr. Wesley Poole. Thank you so much, Wes, for talking to me today. It's great to reconnect with you.
Yes, I appreciate this opportunity to discuss a wonderful program with you.
Thank you, sir. What exactly the HEALS program is and how it differentiates from any of the other healthcare excellence programs. What makes it unique specifically?
Well, I will take this first one.
Okay.
When I guess probably a year ago, year and a half, the governor came out and introduced potential for lab schools in Virginia. Smith, Wythe, Washington, and Bland discussed the possibility of setting up a healthcare lab school. And we started a discussion with WCC, Virginia Highlands, and Emory and Henry College to try to get this together. So Emory took the lead as far as the higher ed program and submitted the planning grant. So with each of the organizations represented, the planning grant was approved actually pretty quickly. And I think we may have been the first one or the first lab school with a planning grant that was approved. We really liked our idea because of the shortage of healthcare providers in Southwest Virginia, especially with nursing.
So this covers high schools in the Southwest Virginia region, and you all were the first ones.
Yes, actually, so it's from the 4 divisions from Wythe, Smith, Washington, and Bristol.
Okay.
So basically the I-81 corridor from Wythe County to the Tennessee line.
Very good.
We originally wrote it for 8 students from each division would constitute a class or, a cohort. So they liked their idea so much that they actually pushed us to up the numbers. So I think we have a total of 50 in our first cohort, and we had originally planned for 32.
Wow. So obviously there is a lot of interest among students.
There is a lot of interest among students, but there's also a lot of interest in Richmond and in the southwest portion of our state that want to make sure this program is successful. So the application itself has been submitted and approved. And actually we ended up speeding up the entire process. We planned on starting next year, like next school year, but again, they asked us to move the process up, so we're actually starting this coming semester.
And which would be January, after the first of the year,
yes,
right?
Sir. That is correct.
So what does this, obviously this is a huge plus for Wythe County, being the first of the region and having so much interest in that particular program. Obviously this is a big plus for Wythe County schools. What does this mean having so much interest and being the first approved. What does this mean for Wythe County Schools? This is obviously something worth celebrating.
Yes, it's another opportunity for our students.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we're really working on is to provide as many opportunities as possible for our kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you alluded to the Healthcare Excellence Program.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that is basically every Friday for a semester.
Right.
This starts second semester sophomore year and is actually a 2.5-year program.
The HILS program.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
it's set up similar to what the governor's schools, how the governor's schools set up.
Right. Now, the HEALS program is sort of, it has specifications in lab techs, in laboratory type healthcare. Is that correct?
No.
Okay.
It was a lab school, meaning that it's in conjunction with higher ed typically.
Oh, very good. So
healthcare, it is really focused on, you can go a number of different directions once you're there depending upon the courses that you take.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously nursing is one. You can focus on like therapy, physical therapy,
right,
occupational therapy, mental health, there's one more, and physician's assistant.
Yes, you can go all the way to, I remember that in talking with Dr. James, I was pretty impressed that you could go all the way to physician's assistant if you so desired.
This opportunity, while they're in high school, to pick up the coursework. Now, obviously, they're going to have to go on to 4 years and beyond.
Sure.
For those, but it gives them an opportunity to basically have a focus on healthcare prior to graduating from high school. The courses that they will be taking will segue nicely into what they plan to pursue in college.
Right. How far ahead of the game will they be by taking these courses versus if they didn't have such an opportunity?
I mean, potentially a lot, but
mm-hmm.
Because you're going to have access to medical terminology, there's going to be access to the labs themselves, some of the instructors. I mean, there's a lot of positives that are associated with it that you typically wouldn't get in a high school classroom.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and that's part of this. It's almost like a grow your own program, for lack of a better way to explain it. We want to try to provide opportunities so those folks will have, more likely will stay in Southwest Virginia.
Right.
And you alluded to the healthcare excellence, but we also have the manufacturing excellence, and we're looking also to ramp up education component as well. And if you look at those three, career paths, as far as Southwest Virginia and Wythe County, those three occupations or some form, way, shape, or form are basically the three largest employers in Wythe County and in Southwest Virginia.
Yes.
So opportunities, we're trying to give our students opportunities, but also saying, these are here. This option is here.
Right.
You don't have to leave to get a good paying job.
Exactly.
In fact, you can stay here and do well for yourself.
Do well for yourself and benefit the citizens who are in need of your services. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. Help your home.
Yes.
We've had brain drain for a long time. A lot of the graduates will go somewhere else seeking employment. And we have employment opportunities here. And if we can keep our kids at home, yay for us. Because we have quality students.
Yes. And obviously there's a great interest if you were supposed to have 32 and you wound up having 50.
Right, and now that's across the 4 divisions.
Right.
So we have the interest available to fill those spaces.
Right.
So the first cohort, with these sophomores, there are 50 kids, and then so over the course of a 3-year period, there'll be roughly 150 students that are involved in this program at any one time, with the potential to expand. And
that's amazing. And Wythe County being the first chosen in the area, that is amazing. That's a big plus for Wythe County. And
it is, with Smith, Washington, and Bristol, the relationship that we have as far as school divisions, when we put the application in, it was well received. And again, this was one of the first ones that was approved in the state, if not the first one. So we're very happy with that.
Right. And obviously, you've touched on healthcare excellence, manufacturing excellence, education excellence, things that I've already discussed I have been in a monthly spotlight with the Wythe County Technology Center, in spotlighting all of those programs and all of those special initiatives. So obviously, we would not be to be considered one of the first in the state, if not the first. You would not be where you are without the support of the Wythe County Technology Center and Dr. James and Mr. DeBoard. Without their support and backing, you would not have such success. So.
Oh, absolutely not. And I will tell you, sometimes I just have to get out of the way and let them do their thing.
Right, because everybody knows what they're doing, and everybody has a great sense of dedication for what they're doing. So you would say that for your overall staff and faculty at Wythe County Schools, you are pleased with their involvement with their students and their engagement in the community.
Oh, absolutely, and with Becky and Charles, they're also both products of Wythe County Public Schools.
Yes,
they're both graduates, so they know where our students come from. They are both successful, and they know how to get that information to our kids and help them along the way. And that's one thing, regardless of where you go, the sense of community in Southwest Virginia is always strong. You're always looking to help, someone from this part of the state and this part of the world, simply because it is economically depressed for to a certain degree. But you also know that hard work and initiative of these people. So it's nice to be able to apply that and to see the success that our kids are able to achieve.
Exactly, and I'm a product of Wythe County Schools as well, as you know, and I think what makes Wythe County special and what you alluded to is the heart of Wythe County and how we really work to take care of our own.
And I think that is something, that's a testament to the community itself. And, I'm glad the experience that you had. I was able to see a portion of that, back in my younger days. When we were both in the same building about 100 years ago, right?
Yes, I'm very proud to say that I knew you when, because
That's when I still had hair.
30, well, I probably had a little bit more back in those days too. And I've grown further outward as opposed to up. So,
I know the feeling.
So, you know, but 30 years ago, we were in Spiller, and you were an aide in a special ed classroom. So you worked with the disabled students, and I think we even had an opportunity to work together occasionally. And then to read in the paper, you know, all this time later, Dr. Wesley Poole, I said, is this the Wesley Poole that I knew? That, well, my dad was a big Redskins fan at the time, and you used to argue with me because you were a Miami Dolphin fan, as I recall.
You are correct. That's exactly right.
So, see, I remember that, and our good friend Marie Hall was in those classes at that time.
She's still with us up at River Tree High School.
And that's terrific. And it really is a testament to Wythe County Schools that people who come into Wythe County Schools stay for 25, 30 years. Well, I'm going to just ask you, since I did know you when, can you tell me the story of how you wound up in Wythe County Schools? I would gather you are not from here originally.
No, I absolutely am.
You are, okay.
Born and raised. My dad is actually a Fort Chiswell graduate, and my mom was a George Wythe graduate.
Okay, so you're a product of Wythe County Schools as well.
Absolutely. Went through many years ago. I went to Spiller, Scott, and George Wythe.
Just as I did. And, you know, I have a daughter who is going through the school system right now, and I have one child, so she's the only child, so she is very doted upon, and I want my baby to be their baby when she's going through the schools, and that's been her experience at Spiller. She's been very nurtured, and it was very much the same experience as when I went through Spiller, and that's very, very refreshing and gratifying to see.
And our teachers and administrators, parents, it doesn't matter, cafeteria, custodian, bus drivers, nurses, it doesn't matter. Those kids are our kids.
Yeah.
And when you look at it from that perspective, because their kids are in the same school system, those kids are our kids.
Right.
And that makes a difference.
Well, it certainly does. And tell me very quickly how you came to be involved with the school system and how you worked your way up from aide to superintendent.
Oh, gosh. Well, when I graduated high school, went to WCC 2 years, then went to Radford. Always thought I might like to coach football and do some of that kind of extracurricular, and decided to teach. And when I graduated from Radford, this was right around the time when they had an early retirement initiative. And I missed that by 1 year, so a lot of the position folks retired. And so the year that I came along, I think Wythe County hired maybe 3 new teachers. So there was a finite, and there certainly wasn't a shortage of applicants at that time. So I started as a substitute and just worked in the various schools around the county. And the next year, Shar Bivens hired me to work as a para at Spiller. I worked at Spiller for a year, and then the following year I was offered a job at River Tree Elementary by Jim Fitz.
Mm-hmm. You know him very well.
Yeah, fine fella.
Mm-hmm. He was over our transportation when I was there, I believe.
He was, yes. So he was the principal at Brewer Tree Elementary, so he hired me and went in and taught with Katie Cole and Rose Lester.
Oh, yeah.
And then taught at Brewer Tree Elementary prior to Wythe County adopting middle schools, taught for 8 years. And then when Wythe County went to the middle school concept, I was hired as the first principal at Rural Retreat Middle School.
Wow.
And so I think I was 32 at the time. Was principal for 4 years, then came to central office as middle school supervisor, oversaw federal programs, which included Title I, Title V, Title IV, then picked up food service and dropped the middle school and federal programs, picked up transportation and maintenance, and then added finance. So I was overseeing basically outside of HR, the operations side of the house, was clerk of the work on a number of construction projects, and was named assistant superintendent. And then a couple of years ago, was fortunate enough to be named interim and then full-time division superintendent.
And that was what year? That was what year that you became full-time?
2022, I think.
Great. Okay. Well, that is...
I'm in a perpetual state of training since I started.
Yep. I mean, I guess they figured after you've been in every department, they might as well make you boss the whole thing.
Truly took the initiative and really put in the work. So.
And I think I wouldn't be doing these monthly columns on the had I not been approached by Miss Summerstone, the director of the Wythe County Technology Center. So I think we have to give acknowledgement to her, because I wouldn't be talking to you if it wasn't for her. And Wes, we wouldn't have connected with each other after all these years. So.
That's Zach, and I've watched from afar. Obviously, see your name in the paper, and just want to tell you how proud I am of you and what you've been able to accomplish.
Well, that means so much to me. It's most important to me to have been able to call you a friend all these years. And I am certainly proud of and I have watched you climb the professional ladder as well, and seeing you where you are makes me very proud. It makes me happy to know that my daughter is being taken care of and being led by such a wonderful person and a great staff all the way down through. So that makes me very happy as well.
Those are the things we like to hear, I promise.
And thank you, Wes. I appreciate you very much.
Yes, sir.